The Adaslim Show. The show.
And I would like to take that stripper to my mom.
Dressed in the
Just
stripper's
she's
boots.
ready to carry herself as a stripper.
I'm scared. That's scary.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Nice to see you.
See you too.
The president's wife goes on TV and speaks like that to the nation. What do you expect the country to feel? Then you hear Obama's wife, the first lady of America, address the nation. You must be envious and say, it's a big ridicule. No, but you
so
have to.
how does our first lady speak to the nation?
No, you
How
see,
does
if she cannot
address?
speak English. I'm not against that she cannot speak English. I'm saying she should even speak in her language.
Yeah.
But first of all, we didn't vote for her to speak to us in the first place. Our
But she's
husband
the
was.
first lady.
So what?
The people.
Ada, please, can you come and say hello to my dad?
She's a fake Ada.
Why you now snap me after the television? Come on, hand Shama.
The places.
Times Square, Times Square, Times Square.
From the cities of the world.
We love to bring you the show from some of the best locations in the world.
At Miami Beach, Florida.
Welcome to New York City.
To the streets of Nigeria.
But for me, I believe say money are the root of all groove.
The Adaslim Show. And here is Adaslim. Let's go.
Celebrities with Adaslim 2011. I was shown love and support from the least expected places.
Save your heart. Was it really true? Why then did you walk away? When they needed you, why then did you walk away?
I've seen that.
As an Igwe's wife.
Okay.
It and then the Igbo people call the proper word for it is the lolo. Yeah, so she's dressed like this usually, although without the top. You're wearing a top, but without the top. Plenty of the beads, and then kind of some beads. Most times too we have something we call jigida around the waist.
Just taking her less than a minute to transform.
People in the east. So,
Wow, this is Millicent Jack doing her magic on me. I told you she can actually transform a contemporary princess to an Asian princess. Now I'm becoming the Igwe's wife. When I said Igwe's wife, you know what I mean? Just the queen herself.
The Adaslim Show. Let's go.
Coming up.
They didn't fight for electricity. They didn't fight for good health care. They didn't fight for good roads. They didn't fight for good pay for the police. They didn't fight for the Nigerian people. They fought for themselves. And they are still fighting for themselves.
I don't steal. I don't conspire to steal or to kill. I don't envy people. I have never touched a man's wife. I don't see why I shouldn't step out boldly. There's no reason. So if you hold a gun to my head, if you're determined to blow it off and I'll be buried.
And later.
Verse 2. Like when we used to enter bus and we done. I know the lyrics.
Yes,
I'm gonna say
yeah.
we enter bus and we don't get.
We claim staff because we don't get money.
Because we don't get money.
Yeah.
Like when we enter bus, claim staff because we don't get money. Taking to the treasure, it was not very funny. When we started, the doctor with the mentor. Back then, I give me that. Then they give us instrumental.
The Adaslim Show. Let's go.
Julius Agu. He might appear a bit unserious, but he is one of the smartest and nicest people I ever met in my life. The day we recorded his interview, he was running late for an appointment, but still spared us about an hour for a chat, in spite of the fact that we were not even friends before that.
Hi, my name is Julius the Junior Sagun. Keep watching Celebrity with Adaslim Kwacha. I said with Adaslim Kwacha, Celebrity. She's a celebrator. She celebrates celebrities.
And Sonny Neji.
Anyi
Which ones? Now you, now me, now Adaslim. This is On Energy, and you're watching Celebrities with Adaslim. Peace and love.
The Adaslim Show. Let's go.
Then Amechi Monago.
Don't be angry with him. I already told you his problems. Please. You are sorry. I'm ashamed. You should be apologizing to me for bringing me to this spooky place. Yeah? He's a fake. Yes. Okay, it's okay. He's a fake. Look, your shrine. Your shrine is half cast. Some parts in the traditional. This thing is not even only for no. Take him out of this place. If you see what him alive, if you see what who alive, come on, he must go. Can't kill him. He must go. Now let us go. No, in fact, I don't want to go. I said you must go. I want to go. You must go. Do you want me to leave my force? I said I want to die. Come, Abby.
How many of you know that he's actually a musician?
Very good one.
Yeah.
I can't live without music. Even in the Bible, remember David and Jonathan was playing
the guitar, something like that.
And when he's that story, when he go what's it called? When he goes bisec, mentally, when he has his mental problem. And music is being played, you see him, he will mellow down. And I love it.
He told me about his album and his music career and, how far he wants to take it. And he's actually making a lot of money already.
But every arrangement has been concluded. It's going to be a really sort of. Because I love home and I come from that side, and I won't play. I will even add a little of Wijele to it. The ogwe will be there talking drum, not the type Yoruba has, but my own. You see, we call it ogwe. Huh? When I played the ogwe alone, babe, forget about your. These are the imitator Igbos. Forget that we come from a good background.
Yeah.
I believe that by the time I finish my music and it comes out, Obama will not know that he comes from this side.
From this side.
But I'm going to mention him.
You're going to mention him. That's
and
nice.
He must
listen to it.
He must listen to it
of
and
course,
enjoy it.
He was trying to ridicule us and say, okay, we are the young generation and our kind of music goes up. And then he was demonstrating the Azonto sign. And then in his own time that music goes down, then he was saying like this. Like all the traditional music stuff.
You see, like your age now, there will be, not that it does not, the rhythm I enjoy, but when you want to dance it, you see them using their hand like this, that's not it. When you want to dance our kind of music and you do it and then you bend down, the whole body. But that's what even I used to do my exercises.
But I try to put it to him that, he belongs to a different generation from us, and you don't expect whatever music that you enjoyed 10 years ago or 20 years ago to be what people in the future are going to enjoy. I wouldn't expect my kids to enjoy the same kind of music, all the Azonto stuff we do right now, all the kukere, all the, you name it, all the styles of music that we do now sometimes is going to be old school. And I'm sure our kids would think, we're being old school as well. Anyway, that was it for Amechi Monagon. Then Word MC.
Hey, 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 hey. Hi. Hi. Put your hands in the air. Put your hands in the air. Put your hands in the air. I'm already step up in the club and you're whipping. I gotta see you dance. Get up.
It's me, the Weird MC, and you're watching Celebrities with Adaslim. Don't go nowhere. If you touch it, my joint low.
The rapper Taina, her love for fast cars, gadgets, and music.
I love my gadgets. Lappies, phones. No, seriously.
Really, I haven't seen any lady that likes gadgets and fast cars like Weird MC. Like, even on her Instagram page, you still see her, posting gadgets all the time. I like Word MC. I like her a lot. She was very, very detailed when she was talking about her time in UK and how she decided to come back to Nigeria.
Just messing about in the studio, and then Master Plan was like, Mama, how far now, you know? This thing is still in you, we can still see the fire, the desire. Let's go back into the studio and do something. I was like, let me think about it. I was really, really reluctant, you know. But JJC kept pushing, you know. So one day I just came and I said, you know what, I had some templates. I had a template for Ijoya then, and I played it to Skills, and Skills was like, wow, this is crazy. So we were supposed to like get together. Skills wasn't around, so Don Jazzy turns up. And then we start playing around in the studio, cooking the joint. You know, JJC comes later. And then we gave birth to what we call Ijoya today.
Ijoya, ha, Ijoya, 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 our man Ijoya, 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 our land Ejo. One bit better loni Jo, one two bit better loni flow. They shola loni.
The acceptability was part of the driving, you know, the drive behind me wanted to come back home. I already made up my mind that I wanted to come back home anyway. It's true what they say, home is home. Got back home 2-3 weeks after it dropped in the market, and I was everywhere I went. So I was like, what's happening? Radio, everybody, TV, you know. It was a proper breakout song.
And then came the legendary Femi Kuti. I liked his hype, you know, when he was doing his thing.
This is Femi Anikulapo Kuti, and you're watching Celebrities with Adaslim. Don't stop watching. It's the best program around right now.
You know, the Kutis, you know, always themselves, always very, very outspoken. When we did the interview with him and he was yelling at Obasanjo, he was yelling at Nigerian government, he was saying a lot of things about the government, we were so scared to air some of those content. But come on, where's the freedom of press? So we censored it, but this time around, we think we just have to show it, hit it. Let's go.
I mean, the Nigerian government will always be the Nigerian government, and Fela will always be loved. You see, and now people refer to Fela. Anything that happens, they will say Fela said so. So they are in problems. So, okay, we are in a democratic era now, where the politicians have the opportunity to rectify all the problems of Nigeria. What do? The Senate, what did they first do? They fought for their wages. They fought for housing allowance. They didn't fight for electricity. They didn't fight for good health care. They didn't fight for good roads. They didn't fight for good pay for the police. They didn't fight for the Nigerian people. They fought for themselves. And they are still fighting for themselves. Even in Babangida, I saw him on Mo. Mo was interviewing him. And he was saying, he was driving past Niger. And he saw so many children just wondering. If he was in power, he would have done something about it. When he was in power, what did he do about it? If he did anything about it in the power, maybe those children would not be wandering the streets in Niger State now. So the leaders of Obasanjo too was giving excuses when they have ruined our lives. They are giving us excuses, defending their corrupt ways. And at my age, going on 50, we don't see any changes. We don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, if at my age, what my father was singing about is still persistent in our society, what is going to happen to my son's generation? If America is looking at Nigerians as terrorists today, what is the future of our children internationally? What are we doing to make those changes when our leaders themselves are an embarrassment to the society?
The Adaslim Show. Let's go.
And then another great legend, Peter Doche. I like his boldness when he talks about, you know, how much English he knows. And for me, I find out talking in a certain way, you know, much respect to the Godfather. But I'm just saying, you know, when you have to talk about being one of the best English speakers in the country. Well,
I know that there are very few people who can handle English language the way I do. And our medium of communication is English language, and I think I interpret my scripts properly. Maybe they watched our films and they said, this man appears to be head and shoulders above other people. Let us give him national honors. And they did.
So he talks in a certain way that gets me wondering, what was he thinking?
Am I an articulate speaker at the risk of sounding immodest? I'm a compulsively articulate speaker.
I agree. But what I appreciated most was giving me an exclusive interview about the kidnap. He did a lot of print press, but he didn't want to say so much on TV. But of course, he's my godfather, you know, he's my mentor. So he had to give me that privilege, and I was the first person he ever talked to on TV after his kidnap, and I appreciate that. The kidnap.
Good. And they set the other people free and they held me as a hostage. And that's it. And the following day, I was released.
Okay, so tell me, I'm curious, you know, were you afraid that you were not coming out of that?
I don't get scared by guns. If you have 1 million people blaring their guns here, I'm not moved. I don't get scared by guns. Again, I've lived my life in such a way that I will not die by violence. So I was telling the young man, I said, look, you're all my children. During the war, I fought as a Biafra. And you people were not born then, so I won't be scared by these guns. And we were chatting. They were giving me some stuff I was drinking. And
That was very bold of you.
like I said, I saw them as my own children. And I said, look, I asked one of them to come and touch me, feel my job. I'm not scared. No. First of all, you people are not going to kill me. That is certain. There is nothing you can point to and say, Pinochet did this against us. No. So they're not going to shoot me. And they said, no, that is far from that. And I said, good. And they were asking me about Nollywood. And one of them asked me to talk to the girlfriend. I spoke with her. I mean, for me, it was not an enviable experience, but it was an experience all the same, you know. The moment you get up in the morning and you pray to God and you leave your house, whatever you see, well, may not be a response to your prayer, but you've placed yourself in the hands of God. God is aware. He knows. That's it. But try to live your life in such a way that you don't attract violence. Yes. I don't kill. I don't steal. I don't conspire to steal or to kill. I don't envy people. I have never touched a man's wife. I don't see why I shouldn't step out boldly. There's no reason. So if you hold a gun to my head, if you're determined to blow it off and I'll be buried.
It was rumored that you paid some ransom.
Whatever transpired between us at the gentleman's agreement, I keep that way. Yeah.
Okay. So you wouldn't say yes or no?
Let me use the expression again. I said, whatever transpired between us, in strict consonance with the gentleman's agreement which we reached, I keep to my chest.
Okay.
The Adaslim Show. Let's go.
Nkiri Sylvanus.
What a surprise! You know, I wasn't expecting that I was going to see you. You missed me.
Yeah, I did for a week.
Oh, but we've been talking on phone.
Beautiful, beautiful as always. She's doing quite well for herself, you know, with that government appointment, making a lot of money and doing good and, you know, spending that cash.
I came into the industry quite young. Yeah, when I think I was a teenager when I got into the industry. So at that time, I could only pass very accurately for a child, probably someone's daughter.
So she was quite warm and fun. And Nkiru, I also have a very long history with her. You know, when we started going for movie auditions, you know, we were quite young and she was my friend then and I'm so happy. That's my girl. We had some nice girls chat about marriage, relationships, men, fashion, you know, and all the girls talk.
When the right man comes, yeah. We'll definitely pick when the right one comes.
Beautiful ones like you. I don't know why the guys don't,
you hardly find the right guys. Every guy wants to get you hooked. Yeah. But who is the right guy?
So
that's where the problem
confused.
is. Very, very confused.
That's what happens when people get to your level of fame.
They don't even know you. They judge you before you're judged before they even know you. Some don't even know you from anywhere. I've been on the internet. I've heard a lot of nonsense that people say about me on the internet. They went as far as saying I'm ugly. But I've stood in front of the mirror.
I don't think so.
I don't think I'm ugly. No, you don't have to think that about me. I've stood before the mirror. I've seen myself. I'm not ugly. Yeah, I probably might open my eyes and might be ferocious in my roles, but that's something for crying out loud. Damn, I'm not ugly. I'm not ugly at all. And I'm doing everything possible to even come down more my weight. Because as an actor, you need to be fit.
And cool DJ Jimmy Jack. Silent.
Yeah, brand new Joe Kenny production. It's official. Come on.
And the music where we play, we do it in our own. Style, style.
Lagos anthem. Fortnite. Two-Face
You're welcome.
He was an amazing guest also, very open about his hustle before he made it to this point.
If I could pick the exact lyrics, I think no, I have to do, verse 2. Like when we used to enter bus and we done, I know the lyrics.
Yes,
I'm gonna say, we enter bus and we don't get,
we claim stuff because we don't get money.
Because we don't get money.
Yeah.
Like when we enter bus, claim stuff because we don't get money. It was not very funny. When we started, they talk so we the mental. But then now Jimmy Jack, then they give us instrumental.
Come on, that is very touching.
Yeah, but that's like even Two Faces verse. But of course, that's something that all of us can relate with. I did it.
Yeah.
He did it. There are a whole lot of times when I probably want to get a new song. And probably the money, I just managed to get the money for that song, for that record. But I still have to take transport to get to where I'm going to buy it. What do? You claim stuff. I get on all the moldware buses, on the downfall buses, and then before you get to the next bus, before you get to my own point, I'm like, man, staff. The only two things that can happen is either you allow me to sit and you let me remain and take me to where I'm going, or you ask me to come down. Now, if you ask me to come down, you will have taken me, because then I was in Obaide now, you will have taken me at least from Obaide to Adekunle bus stop. And then I drop at Adekunle. I'm going to Adekunle, by the right. I drop at Adekunle, I'll board another one. And I always sit at the back though. Do you understand what I'm saying? You sit at the back, they get to that point, you say, hey, staff. One of the things will happen when by the time we get to you will get close to the place again. It's either you ask me to drop or you say, okay, no drop again, no come out here. So but I'm going to get to where I'm going.
The thing is, a lot of times when these guys, when they make it so big, they don't tell their story. So a lot of guys out there on the street who are still hustling, they are so scared of the hustle and they think, oh, when am I likely to make it? But when you have someone like DJ Jimmy Jack telling his own story and talking about his hustle and how many years he's been in the game, that kind of inspires some other young people out there. And I appreciate his honesty and his openness about the whole thing and his own journey to this point.
You do it, you think it's just you because of the suffering at that time, because you can't even afford it. It's not that you really want to be like that, but there's no other way, and you need to get to this point. So you don't even know that every other person is going through that same phase. So when this person says it and that person says it, you realize, man, we're dealing with reality. So some people look at you now, they think everything just God arranged and set for you, and this is how you've always been. I mean, that's nothing, man. I keep telling people, Molwell, I was really a Molwell person, and I'm always at the door, so I can jump down before the conductor yaps me.
So basically that's it, and for Celebrities with Adaslim 2011. I felt so honored having all these great achievers and legends on Celebrities with Adaslim. I'm still your girl, Adaslim. Thank you for watching. My apologies to Tubaba and Ale Baba. Sorry we ran out of time, but I will see you guys in 2025. Let's go.
This is your point of contact.
Hey, I get scared. Yeah. Maybe you should do some more for me.
Oh, no.
You are the best witch.
The witch, witch, yes. 1990, I joined Alex O. Alex Okorigwe. Hey, be safe for life. No, let it pass. That is the thing I
1997 Omolanke. That is Lagos style Omolanke. That's how it is. This is Lagos. Welcome to Lagos, people. But I've done collaborations with quite a bit of people. I've done with even Wed MC. I've done with her. No, I've not done. Even Two-Face wanted me to do. It would be fun to do with every other artist. No, what you did, you yourself, when you wanted to, you did Shakira before. If I did not know you and Shakira, I would not connect Shakira.
Yeah, that's true.
But even the dance self, I'm trying to learn it. She's not learning. I'm telling you she's old school. What is that situation? Please explain to me.
The break and less dance you told me about, right?
Your love is weekend.
Yeah, I remember when I used to dance.
Please tell me later, please. Send her information that I'm trying to do. Unless you tell me exactly what leg to take. In fact, I've given her a new name. Ada Ogbensin. Adaslim. Ogbensin, Ogbe in Yoruba. Sin as in the son of Omotogbe, so Ogbensin, So really and truly, Ada Ogbensin. This is Celebrities with Ada Ogbensin, and that's my friend, on TV, and that's what we do. We do it like we do it on TV, what I'm saying? So really and truly, that's my friend right now. Once she goes to do something else. When we see her, we see her. So but most important, to keep it real, keep it fantastic, keep it solid. That is the man out of my heart. Get away from the camera. Get away from the camera. Like Giddy for life, like Giddy. I told you, this is what we do, and that's how we do it. You know what I'm saying? Over and out. That was I was actually going to be a teacher today. That's why I looked so simple today. I'm actually, honestly, but they sent me away from class this morning. That's why you could catch me. I actually look like a teacher this morning.
Yeah.
So 1 + 1 is equal to 2. 2 + 2, don't worry, my teacher don't know it.
It's 22.
So could you please tell me?
22.
So 20. Yeah. That's right. Clap for yourself.